Hi. I got burnt, and as you may be able to see, I actually got burnt on my face. Pretty bad. But believe it or not, I got burnt way worse. And it may have been when I made the biggest purchase for my setup of all year. 2020's been a really crappy year, but I got burnt bad. I bought a 2080 Ti a month and a half before the 3080 comes out. Yeah. Bad. Let's talk about it. So you guys have probably already seen my video on this channel that we came out with a couple of weeks ago, and it was our brand new PC, a 2-in-1 gaming and streaming rig, and it is freaking beautiful. And I already want to shoot myself in the foot. I bought a 2080 Ti, and it was about 2 weeks before Nvidia came and announced that they're going to be coming out with their Gen 2 RTX 30 series of GPU. As you probably already know, the 2080 Ti's go for retail around $1,200. Nvidia just announced their new 3070s, their 3080s, and their 3090s. And their new flagship model is the 3080. And this thing outperforms the 2080 Ti 2-to-1, and it costs like $500. It's their brand new model. They have come out and they have done some amazing things, but the worst part that I wanted to cry when I saw this is because I just got my brand new PC, was so excited about it, and then found out that there was something so tremendously better and for almost $800 cheaper. Still, it's hard to live with myself, but I make these videos so that you guys don't make stupid mistakes like me. Let's get into why this is such a better graphics card and what you can actually do with this monster that Nvidia has announced. And if you guys want to jump in and see all of like the precise details and all of the different aspects that make these cards so great, Nvidia came out with like a 40-minute like reveal video on YouTube to show all the different aspects about all these different cards. We're going to use a little bit of that here, but what I wanted to do was take the most important, or what I found the most important bits and pieces were out of this video and kind of review them with you guys, and why you should not buy a 2080 Ti. Don't be like me. So first, this 3080, as I've already said, it's got twice the amount of power. The first original flagship card model that Nvidia came out with which was the 2080 Ti. It's got twice the amount of power, and it is for less than half the price of the 2080 Ti. This thing is ridiculous. It is a monster. I want to go over kind of what this would mean for the strict gamers out there and the PC gamers. And then I want to go over what this would mean for streamers and what it could really mean if you wanted to do like a 2-in-1 PC setup, both a gaming and streaming rig, because now, you know, gaming in high resolution and then trying to stream in 1080p 60 FPS is no longer going to be something that you're going to need to overclock your GPU on. This is something that is going to be very possible for you to play in 1440, even 4K resolution, let's say Warzone, and then stream in 1080 60 FPS. And honestly, I think that it would be a very dumb thing if Twitch and Nvidia aren't already talking to see if they're going to be able to give us the capabilities to watch streams in 1440, which they should be doing, and it should be implemented very soon, and it should be like Twitch's new biggest release thing of 2021, and it could give them the upper hand on all other streaming platforms, especially if this graphics card is actually only $500 and it gives you twice the power. Imagine playing your favorite game in 1440 and then streaming in 1080, or also streaming in 1440 and not dropping any frames. Like, none. This thing is a freaking beast. Let's talk a little bit about how this application of this, whether you really need it or not. For gamers and pro players, if you want to be able to play in the highest resolution and be able to play at the most consistent FPS, and that you're going to have that advantage of consistent movement moving across your screens and no dead frame areas like you would have at 60 FPS, even 140 FPS, you still have a few dead frames. But if you want to have that consistent movement and just be on top, this is what you need. Clearly, this is what you need. Imagine playing games that are meant to be played in high resolution at 4K in this new DLSS that they're showing, not the native 4K, but this new DLSS 4K that is moving at much higher frames, and you can see much more of the game that you're actually playing with barely taking any kind of performance hit. Now, if you can do this, and it's possible to encode your stream at the same time, this is going to be the major game changer for streamers. Now, for gamers alone, this is what you need already, and it's only $500. It outperforms a 2080 Ti 2-to-1, easy, less than half the price. So for gamers, this is a no-brainer. PC gamers, this is what you need. If this is what you're looking for, and you want to play in higher resolution, this is what you need. But if you're trying to game and stream in both gaming in high resolution and streaming in high resolution, you may see some sort of a performance hit. But at the same time, as of right now, you can only stream to these platforms in 1080 60 FPS. But I have a feeling that this is going to change in the near future. Don't know anything obviously right now, but in early 2021, Twitch is going to make this change that streamers are now going to be able to stream in 1440. You can watch a stream in 1440, assuming that you have a computer or your phone is capable enough to render that. Why this is such a game changer is because of all the different issues that you can run into while streaming and gaming in high resolution on a single PC setup with so many drop frames. This no longer becomes an issue. If you are looking for something that can carry that and you're not going to be dropping any frames, that you can play Warzone or something else in such a high resolution, or PUBG, anything in such a high resolution, and then also stream it in 1080 60 FPS, this is what you need. Recently, we just did that 2-in-1 PC setup, and the reason why I say I shot myself in the foot is because we just bought a $1,200 2080 Ti a month before the 3080 was revealed. They talked about it, a few things were leaked, but it hadn't been revealed. As of September 1st, it's now been revealed, and I have a 2080 Ti sitting here, and knowing I'm probably gonna have to make the modifications necessary to take it out and buy a 3080. I don't know what kind of price hit the 2080 is gonna take from this, but there's no way that they're gonna be able to keep a 2080 Ti at a even a more expensive price than the 3080 right now. If you guys are streamers and you are content creators, are you going to need this in order to, let's say, gain more viewers or to make the money back? Is this something that you guys are going to need? Not necessarily, no. If you're streaming for 5 viewers or 10 viewers or 30 viewers, you may not be making this money back. If you already have a career, a full-time job that pays like $200,000, $300,000 a year, and streaming and content creation is kind of like your side, do whatever you want. I mean, you got the money to spare, but if you are somebody that is struggling and you need to really evaluate what kind of purchases or investments are needed into your setup, this may not be a necessary move. If you hadn't before, because you already know you would need something like a 2080 Ti to even come close to what you would need to do for like a dual PC setup or a single PC setup, like a 2-in-1 setup, now you might be able to afford to do that, because this thing has everything that you need and it is for less than half the price. It's for 500 bucks instead of what it was before, which was $1,200 for the 2080. Now, there are other graphics cards, obviously, that are super, super beefy that go for like 2,500 bucks. But honestly, this 3090, everybody saw it, that there was a $1,000 jump between the 3080 and the 3090. But this 3090 has better capabilities than graphics cards that are worth like $2,700, and it's only $1,500. Comparing those two, what you would actually need to be gaming and streaming on the single PC setup, you really only need the 3080 or maybe even the 3070. But honestly, is this a good investment for you? If you have the money, dude, do it. If you're looking for something to grow your audience, this one single piece of equipment is not going to be the game changer and the reason why you stop streaming for 10 people and you now start streaming for 150 people. It's not going to be that huge game changer. That's not going to be it. People don't come in to stream for that. They come in for you. They come in for whatever content that you're offering. They're not coming in because you now have a 3080. But this is now an amazing option if you want to stream with a 2-in-1 setup, which we are here. So for example, this is a good investment for me because 1, I can afford it. 2, it's going to help me game and stream in great quality. And number 3, I'm going to be able to give you a real opinion about it because I'm going to have it and use it and see how it performs in our single PC setup, and it'll give you a better idea if you should get one or if it's worth it for you to get one. Now, if you have the money, again, get it, honestly. But if you're still beating around the bush, chances are that you need to work a little bit more in other places to get a bigger audience, grow a need for your content more than you need a 3080. Now, if that means that you don't stream or in such high quality, if you're dependent on the two, I would suggest play your game in lower quality. It even helps in battle royales to take effects and different things down so that you can actually see the entire map clearer than you would with higher resolution, and then stream in a much higher quality. But if you're looking for that super crisp, great, clear, clean, beautiful, colorful graphic while you're gaming, I'm in love with this card. This freaking liquid cooled with so much power intake that it is going to be able to do so much for your setup. I can't wait to see this thing in action. You already know your boy's getting one. I'm dependent on whether or not to get all of them and just test them all out and see how they all perform in my single PC setup so that you guys would be able to see that and see which graphics card, either the 3070, 3080, or the 3090, would be better situated for what you do, for what you game with. You game Fall Buddies and you're looking for one of these 3 graphics cards, get the 3070. If you play Among Us or if you play low resolution games, if you play higher resolution games, at least the 3080. That would be my choice. And we play Warzone on our stream, but there might be other higher resolution games that you will probably want to game in 4K with and then stream in 1080 60 FPS, or maybe in the future Twitch 1440. Just putting it out there. Come on, boys. Although I shot myself in the foot, I will admit that. It was a learning experience for all of us and for your careers, for what you need to be doing. Honestly, it was worth it. Don't be like me and get a 2080. Get this 3080. Holy junk. 36 shader teraflops, 69 ray tracer teraflops, 285 tensor teraflops. If you're just gaming or if you're just streaming, this is what you don't need. 24 gigabytes of G6X. That's insane. $1,500. You know what though? If I had the cash to do it, I would definitely do it. Not only is it that, but it's 10 times quieter and keeps the GPU 30 degrees cooler than the Titan RTX design. Ooh. Now, I don't know much about the Titan RTX design, but the 3090 is so big that for the very first time we can play games at 60 frames per second in 8K. RTX on with DLSS, you know, that minimal skipping frames, like full frames. I'm kind of speechless. I'm really pissed off. I would have probably gotten this one, but I might be getting all of these just to see how they perform. Now, what I think is so cool is that once like Apple makes you know, their next generation phone, and Samsung, when these companies like Nvidia push the boundaries of better resolution, better graphics, the insanity that it causes is like almost catastrophic, because people think this is just for like gaming, just for PCs. No, you gotta think about the implications of this. This affects phones and how you watch streams or how you watch videos, because this affects how people make videos. People make videos in higher quality. That means you're going to want to watch it in higher quality. If you don't have one of these, you might not be able to watch it in that high quality. If your phone is not capable of doing so, what is Apple going to do? What is Android going to do? They're going to make phones so you can. That's why they're going to come out with a brand new phone that is going to be capable of rendering videos like this. And soon enough, you're probably even going to be able to take videos from your phone in 1440. Let me know down in the comments down below what you guys think. If you guys are looking forward as much as I am to these, or if you also shot yourself in the foot recently. It'd be nice if I knew I wasn't alone. I appreciate you guys coming in. If you guys want to come see me live, there's a link down in the description down below. Twitch.tv/MrTux_TV, or check out my new shot in the foot video, which is the new 2-in-1 PC that we just released about 2 weeks ago. And also, if you guys ever have any questions, you guys can hit us up in the Discord. You guys can join there. We have a lot of members that are always very, very interested in knowing what the brand new newest hardware, things like this are, and also to collaborate and to play some games, which is the most important. It's the reason why we're here. So if you guys ever need anything, you know how to find me. And guys, we'll see you next time. Stay busy. You little Stuart! It was Stuart and Jack. Stuart, you little... Stuart, we can't be friends.